There you are. I think about it. If the game's on sale, I would maybe suggest it after Hong Kong. Oh, Wasteland 3. We'll see. The problem with Wasteland is that I couldn't really get into 2. Like, I think I got 5 hours in and I just kind of fell off it.
It's because you put all your stats into toasters and you couldn't do anything else.
Not really. Two felt like I was lacking character. Oh, was it a problem of the game itself? Okay. Pathologic 3. We are currently starting day 4 of the Apocalypse. Last time I think we finished up day 3, right? Where we had to... Oh, God, which... Day 3 was the diagnosis of the sand plague, establishing the hospital, and finding, what was his name? Stanislav Rubin? And we did all that. But then we also had to do day 2, where we had to, solve the well, not solve the mystery, but relay information about Isidore Barak's murder to his son, Artemy Barak. We had to figure out what Isidore Barak had left Daniil Denkovsky, which is a strange box that we can't open. And then we had to reconcile with the Kane family in order to figure out what Simon wanted to leave us, which was a very unusual room. Is this horror weird or gross weird? I would say it's...
More horror weird.
I would say it's social horror, personally. But they do lean into more of the, fantastical in this version of Pathologic. But the long and short of it is that Pathologic is... Well, Pathologic 1 and 2 was a plague response simulator. Pathologic 3 is a simulation of our current day of life. But right now, after setting up the fact that a plague that doesn't exist, in fact, does exist, and setting up the means to combat it, we are now in a day where, an associate of ours, Bad Grief, is going to die. He is very important because he is supposedly a pivotal witness into the murder of Simon Kane. Simon Kane being a supposed immortal that was the very reason why, Daniil Denkovsky came to the village on the River Gorkon. So we need to save Bad Grief. We also need to talk with the judge, aka Georgie Kane. Is it legal to leave a person in a room in your house as a parting present? Hello? We also have to, get the morning report of the plague response to our efforts to stop the plague, which I can assure you are not positive. And then we are going to be going to the hospital to do vaccine research, and Artemy Barak has offered his assistance. Oh, hey. Get that shit out of here.
Superstitions aren't real.
And this is day 4, which means we have a new suite of resources to utilize. Oh, and the device is loaded. Excellent, excellent. I do need bullets, though, which is a growing problem. Greetings, Doctor. First of all, allow me to admit how utterly honored I am to serve under the esteemed special... Have we had this dialogue before? Yes, we have. I'm guessing it didn't save when I left the door yesterday. Yeah, Wow, they didn't even do the dialogue for, Laura Ravel. Fuck. So apologies if you're coming in on the first one. We did a lot of the, we did a fair bit of day 4. Well, not fair bit. We did the start of day 4 at the end of the last stream, but it didn't save. So I have to basically navigate these dialogue trees again. What did I say here? Was I not can't probably. There we go. I use the factory furnaces. This is the one. This man is French. He's Eastern European, let's say. The town on the River Gorkon is a small town located on a steppe in the middle of Eastern Europe. We don't know exactly where it is, but it's kind of like generally accepted that it's like, what, Russia? That opens up great responsibility. So what are we looking at as a problem now?
What problem? What problem are we looking at?
I'm wondering if we do have a problem, because I know water is an issue.
I don't see I don't see any problem.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Every time I forget this shit. Let's see. Is unrest a problem right now? Kind of is. Like it's rising as a result of our decisions. Or it's not. I guess in this situation we should start working on affecting the contagion? We only have 30 orderlies though, we can't really do much with this. Oh, I see. The meter is showing how it's being reduced. But this is going to take a lot of work. And I think it's going to take all of our orderlies, so we can't do anything with orderlies. However, we do have patrolmen as a resource. So I think the medical inspection is a good idea. Having the text "town died" does not inspire confidence. Yup. That means in between day 4 and day 6, we have to do events that will prevent the disease from being a death spiral. The only interesting thing is that we can't seem to get contagion under 100 on day 5, but we're mainly focusing on day 4. Oh, I see what happened here. Hang on. We didn't do the other ones. That's why I was acting weird. Reduce the unrest. And, protection from Shabnak is probably the best idea. Oh, can I give decrees on the next day? Whoa. This seems kind of fucking important.
It's wizard time, motherfucker!
Ah, hey, Torfid. Is this a time loop game? Loop is a strong word. I would call this a time crime game. Because we're not just looping. We are exercising every route all at once to figure out what the fuck happened. could probably just list the same thing for each day and see if,
And I also wouldn't call it a time limit game because the nature of time in this is very fuzzy on purpose.
we could set it like this, and then as we get new degrees, we can change them as we go.
Because in this case, it's not just cause and effect.
It is all causes and all effects. We are simply observing them to find the right route. Give me all of this. I'm going to need it. Also, the fun part about this is balancing our mental state. Because we don't have HP in this game. We have apathy and mania. Apathy keeps our health from declining, but we get slower. And then if it gets to the wiggle bar, we have some bad thoughts. Mania, we move faster, which is pretty good in a game where you have, like, limited time in a day to do all the fucking tasks you need to do. However, Daniil's poor little baboon heart starts dying the more mania he has. So I guess we do have HP. Yeah, I fucked up that statement, didn't I?
Yeah, also the secret is you should always be manic.
If only I could live a year longer. A whole endless year.
Yeah, the...
There are certain things that make constantly being manic easier, but yeah.
Yeah, I gotta re-navigate all these things, but then I think this is the last that we have to re-navigate. So our current tasks are... Go to the hospital, figure out what's... Go to the hospital, go to the Canes, figure out what's up with Bad Grief.
Also, what was that one to the left that was active?
Oh, this was the event we had to undo? Because, according to the investigators' reports, and I'm pretty sure in one historical timeline, Daniil abandoned his duties as a doctor and retreated from the village of the River Gorkon to save his own skin. That's precisely why we are being interrogated at this moment. So, in order to do that, we had to basically undo that timeline. That's why this is active but not there. It means we could do it, but we really fucking shouldn't.
But you gotta save your lab that's being rapidly dismantled.
That's why I have a feeling eventually we're gonna have to come back to day 4 and actually escape from the village.
Gonna find the timeline without a plague.
You gotta play a bunch of werewolf in order to do so.
There are werewolves here.
Yeah, there's just a Shabnak. Yeah, I was talking to Festival about this earlier. It's very funny that Pathologic 3 and Nausea came out in the same year.
I mean, Nausea came out before Pathologic 2.
Well, I should say the Nausea anime. You are right, though. There we go. And now we should actually be able to go out into the wonderful, wonderful world of Plague Response 2019. Oh, we have a lot of things to address, don't we? I suppose we should look at the hospital first.
As if things are animated.
And yeah, we are now starting to see, let's say visual responses to our declarations. Ugh, that one's mighty ugly. Whose idea was it to put this nastiness everywhere? We're scared enough as it is without those towering wooden things. Should have put up something nice instead. Something beautiful that would have pleased the eyes. They'd say scarecrows ward off all things unholy and unclean. Not doing a great job with the unclean ones, then. I haven't had a bathe in a week, but here I am. I know! They're to scare off birds, right? It's obvious! Birds spread the infection, so they're keeping them away! Such nonsense. What evil do birds ever do to anyone? Birds are God's own creatures. Any infection bounces right off them. And onto you.
And you wonder why this village is fucking doomed.
I know, right? Ma, let's go. I don't want to be here. Your son is very sensible. Go home. Being outside is not a great idea. We're in quarantine.
I will have you know birds are a great vector for disease.
Well, time to start my bomb fuse.
Misophonia, Dankovsky.
Oh, God, their fucking poster game is always on point.
Also, Grease Lightning, this is Russian.
Yeah, it is in fact Russian. So I'm gonna go about face. There we go. Well, oh no, wait, can we enter from here? Ah, you fucking nerds.
Oh, they are here to shit on your day.
They're actually not. They're just acting.
Alright, well, good for them.
Someone else is there to shit on my day, actually.
I have a sister. Just don't tell anyone.
They told me that the theater is a hospital now, with a doctor for a director. So here I am, looking into your eyes, and how are you a doctor? You could tell a man's professions by his eyes? Yes, eyes give away many things. They're like keyholes. Actually, a good keyhole doesn't give away anything without a key. Your eyes give you away. They give you away. I look into them and see your body is here, but your mind is far away, in the capital. You're thinking of ways to leave, but you're not going anywhere. The town's hold on you is strong. You haven't realized it yet, but it's true.
Yes, Black Jacket.
Wasn't she one of the PCs? Yes. Quote unquote one of, in that her story was, I wouldn't say an afterthought, but they didn't have a whole lot to work with when they originally made Pathologic 1. So I want to say like 8 of her 12 days are filler days. Not bad. Maybe a little impressive. Any other interesting things you could tell me? You in the capital, a room with an investigator. You're on trial. The town has perished and they've made you take the fall. And you could have lived with that. You are guilty of not saving it after all. But after they're finished with you, they'll tear apart Thanatica. Just like that, for no reason. What's wrong? You've gone pale. How do you know what I fear? Oh, it's all in the eyes. They're holes to the soul, you know. But I'm not reading your fears. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. Do you believe me now? Then listen. You'll need my help at the hospital. What can you help me with? I see you're swamped with patients here. There are more of them than rotten apples in autumn. But my hands work miracles. They could take the pain away. What do you mean, take the pain away? Every illness comes from the heart. The body is nothing more than a reflection of the spirit. But you need not understand it. All you have to do is believe. If you don't let me in a few days your hospital will vanish. Ta-da! It doesn't matter if you like me or not. What matters is that the people inside. Don't you agree? What are you going to do exactly? Save those you write off as doomed. I don't think it will hamper you. You can't even begin to comprehend the parts of the bodies I work with. This is an interesting thing because of the circumstances of how do you play out Daniil. And also, how accurate is meta-knowledge? Why are these face models so realistic yet they have leg hats and hair? Leg hats? I have a feeling all hands on deck is Oh, Lego hats. How big is Ice Pick Lodge's studio, actually? But yeah, I think all hands on deck means all hands on deck. Who knows? Maybe your presence will calm someone. Alright, come in. But don't go around calling yourself a doctor, and don't get in the way of real medicine, understood? Find common ground with the other protagonists. That's really funny. Don't call yourself a doctor. You care more about words than what actually matters, scholar. Alright, I'll obey. I'd say don't get in my way either, but you couldn't even if you wanted to. Words are extremely important.
Words have power.
Where did that? Oh, it echoed over here. Did it? No, it echoed over here. Clara asked for permission to work in the hospital. I agreed on my terms. Alright, time to see what bullshit came out of this. Hygienic checkpoint. For sanitizing quick symptomatic treatments. Anyone entering with a cold will leave with a bunch of other diseases. Artemy Barak, medical school dropout, son of a
like
local...
a droplet of blood running through the veins.
What the hell was that? Yakov Little, my assistant. Why did he show up? Where did he even come from? There isn't even a school here. I didn't ask for an assistant. I didn't ask for him to climb into the jaws of the plague for me. I never asked for this.
Could be this, could be that. Could be some, or other.
Doctor, there you are. I've been appointed your assistant, though my education... In short, I'm not even a veterinarian. Just dabbling in medicine, really. Hope you don't send me away on the first day. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Yakov Little, at your service. All of these seem a bit demeaning, but I think this one is less mean? Wonder if the magnification of his face is distorted to make the glasses work. I don't know. Thank you for trusting me. I solemnly promise to you that I will learn everything, catch it on the fly. The governor's people found me. I used to do some stitching on them whenever needed. They sought you out, that means they survived your mending. That's something, at least. Allow me a question. Yesterday you ordered us to look for people whose test results suggested sandpest, but don't have signs or symptoms. How could that be? Intercurrent disease, another infection, suppresses the plague. For a time, supposedly. What's with the dancer from yesterday? How's she feeling? Did you get any reports? I did. She died, but not from sandpest. 2 diseases weakened her. If we treated her... that other one, maybe she'd have lived a wee bit longer. But there's good news, too. I ventured to test the whole pub for plague this morning. Everyone's clean, so the dancer wasn't contagious then? That's kind of what I hoped for, that intercurrent patients are not just immune, but safe from the uninfected. So we're going to make our drug from the bloods of these kinds of patients, the ones that the plagues don't kill outright? Did I get that right? Our vaccine? We'll try, how do I say it, to pass on the resistance to others? We won't get universal treatment right away, but if our serum works on at least some cases, it'll still be a victory. That's how it'll be, huh? We find patients and carry them straight to the centrifuge to make a vaccine out of them? Doesn't really sound humane. No, we diagnose them first, or the centrifuge will spend who knows what. We'll do an interview, physical exam, a second interview about symptoms, tests maybe, but not for plague. This might be a quandary. The microscope you brought from the capital, we installed it like some monument, but we couldn't find any slides or reagents for it. We're looking for them. We'll try to do without the microscope for now. Maybe even for the better while you're still learning. We'll find everything. It's my first day working. Please don't be too harsh. It's bedlam over here. I've only just discouraged the orderlies from plumbing other costumes beside the bird ones. Okay, here. I put a list together of diseases we might encounter in patients who resist the plague. But it's easier to show that in action. On a live specimen, so to speak. Live specimens coming up. We found 3 patients for you. Luda, a shopkeeper. Finch, a dyer. And... wait a minute, let's have a look around first, see if the theater is any good at playing the hospital in our play. Let's see. Skinny, scratched knees, and she keeps fidgeting with her hands. That is Clara. We have Barack here.
And I covered all in deathly mist.
Midi Umshin, turning the theater into a hospital. I don't think you could have chosen a better place. Or a worse one. I used to come see plays here. I even participated in a few myself. When the town lacks a basic clinic, one has to improvise. Now that the hospital's been set up, our work can begin. I'm ready to help. More than just help, I want to make a panacea. A medicine that will actually cure the sand plague. I believe it's possible. Who did you play? A tree. No, I played a rock with my stone-cut jaw. Really? Then if you're so bold, we'll need tissue samples from the infected. The more the better. Don't need to talk to me like a child. This isn't just wishful thinking. An infected are not something we're going to be short on, Shin. You don't understand, Brock. We need special patients. To see how the body reacts to the plague, we need people that are sick with something else too. Do you have any idea where we could find them? I think I know what you're getting at. You're interested in the termitary, aren't you? The elder old Gimsby became suspiciously nervous yesterday when the termitary was mentioned. I heard it's been sealed off to protect the people inside from the sand plague. Come on, Barack, you got a good nose. What does that excuse smell like? Lies. They'd sealed the swarm of people inside a cramped, filthy pigsty. I expect the termitary is a perfect petri dish right now. Ah, and you need samples from that dish. If there's an outbreak at the old Gimsky's plant, I need an intercurrent patient from inside who I can compare to those infected in town. Find me one, Barack. You're a local. You must have a way to get inside. Alright, physician, it's a deal. You'll have your patient, but I have a request of my own. I'm listening. It's only a small favor. I may be in the termitary for some time, and there are children in town I'm responsible for. They need to be looked after. While I'm away, I ask you to be their... oh shit, what's the word you people use? Guardian. Fine, whatever. Babysitting it is then. Thanks, physician. Then it is a deal. By the way, before I forget, I have this trinket here. It belonged to my father, but I suspect you might need it more than I do. I can't believe it. I just agreed to look after a bunch of children. What would my father say? He would say that my heart's going to explode.
Do you know who keeps breaking windows at night?
Do I need to take tranquilizer already? Or is there a tranquilizing activity here? What? More trouble than it's worth. A dubious construction. Did we get an artifact from him or something? That's a good question. No. Interesting. Where is the Brock line? Brock agreed to bring me a patient from the termitary as a small favor, I must watch the children for him.
Oh, time to let the children die.
I don't think he would be quite pleased with that.
Oh, he'd be ripshit.
Wow. Wow, the children just blew up. How did that happen? What was that? You heard something from a cannon? No, don't worry about that.
understanding of medicine quite remote. I'm sorry, me self-appointed assistant?
We can't all be unusual. Someone has to dig the soil.
What is that monster? That is... I believe they're called a finger? In the purposes of Daniil Dankovsky's plot, they are random citizens of the town that have volunteered to be orderlies, but in order to protect them from the infectious nature of the disease, they have donned a crow outfit that is able to shield their body due to it being very, very covering, and also have, like, the beak mask that traditional plague doctors had that you would put herbs in to cover the smell.
To be fair, plague doctor outfits were also largely pretty sealed, using wax and shit.
They're meant to be impromptu plague doctor outfits. So, doctor, have you had a look around? Is everything to your liking? Is it all set up properly? It'll do. Can't do better in a day anyway. We did our best. Didn't sleep all night. Please tell us if something's not right. They're index members.
Nah.
No. I don't think there's a proper allegory to in Project Moon for what the fingers are supposed to represent.
And they're just muscle.
Muscle implies beatings. I would say they're more assistants. Where are the patients I'm supposed to examine personally?
Muscle isn't just for beating.
Well, it has an implication, let's say. Like, typically if you call someone muscle, it's not typically a positive inference. Don't tell me they're up on the stage. What a place you found for them. Where else would they be? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's why the Executor has the fucking outfit too.
Executor in here or in Project?
In here.
Okay, sorry, I was... There's
because
a lot...
it was a costume grabbed from the costume department.
Yeah. Let's say for clarity to separate them from the patients we wouldn't dare distract you with. Besides, the theater seems to dictate its own rules. Even now, that is a hospital. The moment you walk in, your eyes are drawn to a stage. That's where the most interesting things happen. There's something to it. A bachelor from the capital performing a show called Diagnostics in a provincial theater. Well then, shall we get to work? We followed your instructions, looked for those who lasted for more 5 and 8 hours with the plague. We found 2, Luta and Filat. The third one, Finch, came to his own. Who's this volunteer, Finch? Just an ordinary worker, already written himself off. When he came to turn himself in the hospital, he asked for something for his head, said it was aching. What about the shopkeeper? Relocated from an infected district, she says she feels fine, just has a fever. I'd ask if you allowed to start with her. She's waited the longest. It's, awkward. And Filat, you say, guards are that very dormitory for the Bull Enterprise for that big Vlad quarantine? That's right. Must have caught it there when he was on watch. You won't get much in the ways of complaints from Filat. Probably best to leave his case for last. If it's not too bold of me giving advice for a luminary like you. Very well, let's begin. Who did you ask me to start with? Luta? Alright, have it your way. If you correctly diagnose all patients on any given day, you'll receive a vaccination decree. If you misdiagnose even one, you won't. You need to restart the day and correct it. Wow, fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, I have syphilis! Applause. Fucking hell, Daniil. Use. Oh, right, that's for inspecting stuff. Take all and, well, I'm already half health, so let's use one of these bad pitches. I'm healthy, just so you know. I don't have anything. None of these responses are good. Also, her eyes are deep red. Wow. Why did they bring you here, then? I had a fever for no reason, that's why, but it stopped already. And I'm better now. No scratches on my skin, no yellowing, no sandpaper scratches, no drought of the mouth. What circumstances preceded the fever? Our house was cleared out after the infection came. People were sent wherever there was space. Some were lucky and ended up in an empty living room. Some got an attic or cellar. Us, we got the boiler room. We're back in the tutorial, aren't we? We've had this dialogue. A boiler, you say? Was it turned on? No, wait! This was the demo. That's what this was. Of course, the air was so stuffy in there, I tell you. But there was a silver lining. No sickness that could survive that hellfire. That's why I said welcome back to quarantine. Oh, that's what that was. My bad. Convincing, but I still need to examine you. Oh, she's pale. "10 minutes will be spent examining each body part." So you do a lot of examination.
Daniil Dankovsky, face up against their skin, examining every pore.
Very pale pores. Hematoma.
Wait, that's a bruise on the knee.
Interesting, because Daniil's not observing it.
Looked like one.
Might be due to the lighting in contrast with her pallor.
Yeah, maybe.
What do...
Hematoma, red eyes, pale.
What the hell was hematoma? She said the fever's gone, right?
Yes, but she had one.
Yeah, probably a good idea to do that. Skin...
Pale.
Am I not seeing pale? Where is it? Eczema, ichthyosis, stone disease, rash, redness, yellowing.
Circulatory system is where to be.
Would it be pallor?
Yeah.
Okay. Those are what we observed, I believe. Arms got bruises. Yeah, we highlighted the hematoma. Signs pointing to anemic vasculopathy. Which would make sense since she was in a boiler room. You done with the exam? Absolutely not. An examination with no questions asked can only happen at a morgue. So how does the marble nest fit into the series? I don't know, because I never did the marble nest.
The answer is don't worry about it.
I told you everything the last time, but if you say so. Allow me to call my assistant in. I'll use your example to show him how to proceed during an appointment.
Is this it? Yersinia pestis?
You called, doctor. I'm here and ready to heed. So, Little, we have a patient here. She's claiming to be in good health, despite having had a fever a few days ago. Do we take her word for it? Oh boy! Oh boy! Well, if she had a fever, there must be a reason for it, and we'll have to find it. Remember this, a patient's self-evaluation may be incorrect. That's why you must ask specific questions about the symptoms, about what comes up during an exam, and about the patient's circumstances in daily life. I think I get it in theory. God knows how it plays out in practice. What's up?
Once again, you can trust a patient on their symptoms. You can't trust a patient on their diagnosis.
Oh, absolutely. I'll demonstrate. Observe and learn, Little. I won't be around forever. The patient is running a temperature, in other words, a fever. Open my ledger, look up fever, and tell me, how many conditions has it listed as symptom of? Gee, 8 of them. 8 diagnoses fit the bill is a frequent symptom, which means that you have to find others and narrow down the search. Then do it again until you're left with just one verdict. This is what we call a differential diagnosis. The name is self-explanatory. We differentiate between similar things to find only the correct solution to our problem. When you think about it, this is just like Cloud giving the tutorial in the original Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, that's pretty good. I can't wait to give the method a try. Let's get down to it then. You look pale, madam. Has your skin been like this since birth, or is this pallor recent? It's not like I get to look in the mirror a lot, living in a boiler room and all. But I don't think I've ever been pale. Rich do-nothings are pale. I'm a commoner. So, pallor isn't typical for you. We're marking that as a symptom. Little, add pallor onto the fever in the record. What do we get? Mere 2 conditions down from 8. It's like magic. A single symptom, pallor, eliminated 6 out of our 8 candidates. We're left with just a choice of 2. Where did this hematoma come from, my good lady? I mean, the bruise next to your wrist. Did you bump into something, or is there someone who batters you? Don't worry, there's nothing to be embarrassed of when seeing a doctor. I'm not embarrassed. A bruise? Well, that's news to me. I've never seen it before. And I can't remember anything like what you're talking about. I certainly wasn't beat up. I must have bumped into something myself and forgotten about it with all the fuss. The boiler room's dark and cramped. That's probably where the bruise is from. I see this hematoma, this fancy bruise on your list. Hey, with us, little, pay attention. She doesn't remember how she got the bruise. She can only guess. The manual provides a more detailed description of the illness from a situation like this. What caused it? Who's susceptible, etc. It could give useless clues. When in doubt,
Diagnosis, idiocy.
I mean, that's just a given, Festivore. How far is this game into the whole psycho horror thriller stuff? Typically when you're in a plague district, it hits its peak. But otherwise, it's more of like a character drama. Practicing medicine takes more than checking symptoms against a list with a schoolboy's diligence. You have to bring your reasoning into it. Here's one way to do it. Tell me, my good lady, do you garden? Do you grow anything, from roses to cucumbers? Cucumbers? Roses? I'm not following you at all, Doctor. No, I'm never liked digging and shoveling earth and all that. There, earth. Does the boiler room you've been relocated to have an earthen floor by any chance? That's right, it does have an earthen floor. The boiler room isn't really suited for living in, but in these times I'd be ungrateful to complain. How'd you guess? There was something about earth in the manual. Wish I could remember where. It's simple. All kinds of things can be found in your local soils, including microorganisms capable of disrupting circulation, hence the pallor. These bruises were not caused by trauma. A hematoma appears when blood vessels are damaged, either by external force, or in this case, an illness. And the infection can be contracted from contact with the earth. We found our diagnosis. You're a genius. You're a genius, Dr. Dankowski. We're lucky to have a simple and clear case on our hands. I can foresee it's going to get worse from here. Bravo to you too, anyways. You are a true master of medicine, so the patient has the sand pest alongside... What's the other diagnosis? I'm going to fill the patient's record for now, and then you can read my verdict. What about me, doctor? Where am I to go now? What happens next? You will remain here under observation, and your blood will be used to create a vaccine. There's hope that everyone can benefit from this. And we are basically hard confirming it's anemic vasculopathy. Oh, I gotta click it. Diagnosis. Anything I can loot here? Not really. Chair. Next up is Grim, even resolute, keeps reaching for his chest. Are you gonna burn me? Where'd you get that idea? It's not exactly a secret. The whole thing's like putting out a wildfire. If someone's house is under suspicion, it's torched. If someone sneezes, the entire district is sealed off. Sick and healthy alike. Then those who have the sand pest are marched off and burned. This is not true. We do nothing of this. This is not true. We do nothing of the sort. Like hell you don't. Nothing of the sort. Sheesh. You ought to peek outside your study more often, Professor. Elephantum ex musca fascis. Or as my colleague Barack would put it, you let a bullfinch out and back comes a bull. Mr. Tiny told me here I could be useful to you. Before I die, that is. Said you could find something inside me that slows the sand pest down. So, go ahead, find it. What do you need? Do you want to draw some blood for me? Alright, where'd they bring you in from? I walked here from home. Caught it from my neighbors. Knew as soon as the skin on my chest started peeling away. So I waited a day. The neighbors' screams stopped in the middle of the night. I went to check on them in the morning and they were all dead. Me, though, I'm alive and walking, and now I'm here. What do you need to know, Doctor? Yup. Pathologic has never been, you know, delicate. It's always been upfront and, like, very accurate in how people would respond to a plague, and the answer is not good. Any minute detail can reveal something. Let's continue. Do you have family? All on my lonesome. Look at these palms. Skinnery worker? I'm a dyer. Been breathing in poisons for 5 years now. One day it's red, next it's blue, then yellow. Could be why this fever of yours doesn't do me anything. Not very likely. Let's do an examination. It's automatically on legs. Hello? Didn't his legs have something weird? There we go. Yellowing skin.
Ooh.
That would be in skin, wouldn't it? I like how Twirine syndrome is something that is a diagnosis.
Did you not see what it said about the yellowed skin?
Yeah, it said just an old chemical burn scar, but we don't know if that's the case, honestly. I'm noting it for now, that way it could be a flag to bring up in dialogue with the patient.
Okay.
There's the big one. Fast heartbeat, peeling skin.
But specifically eczema.
Rapid
That's skin.
pulse.
Oh.
Eczema. Did he say eczema? Now here's where
read his description again.
Also, here's the big problem. Because of what we have listed, there is no consistent disease, which means one of these is a false flag. Most likely eczema, unlikely stone disease. Okay.
I'm telling you that the yellowing of the skin is not it.
It probably isn't, because I distinctly remember that there was a red flag in the demo, and I think it was the yellowing skin.
And Nako even said straight up, it's just an old chemical burn scar, so. And nothing else is yellowed.
We already looked at legs, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where we got
That's
the... Have you sorted it out? Will it be useful in your remedies? My vaccine is the vaccine I'm working on. And please allow me to ask a couple of clarifying questions so I can be certain of your diagnoses. It's the plague.
My vaccine. Vaccine I made. The vaccine from me.
The vaccine for Cusco! Plague, yes, but there's another condition that's prolonging your life. You said it yourself, your neighbors didn't survive the night, but you're holding up admirably. Well, blow me down. 2 ailments making me healthier than I had only one? But you know best, Doc. What do you want to question me about? You complained that the skin on your chest was peeling. It was here, right? On the very middle, I knew right away. Skin turns nasty when you're plagued, right? Eczema, that much is obvious. The symptom can indicate one of two diseases. Now to tell them apart. The skin on your foot is yellowing. Liver conditions could cause this. Have you ever noticed anything like that? Yellowing on my foot? It's a dye, doctor. I'm a dyer. A tub spilled once. Here's a burn. It's sold and it's healed over time. It's smaller than paler than before. Yeah. Wait, hello? No, don't do that.
Oh no, he's got the hep.
Ah, yes. Fake chemical burns? There's only one true diagnosis. Hepatitis!
Sir, your chemical burns can mean only one thing. I pronounce you deceased. Excuse me, what?
Pow. That only leaves burning fever, then. We haven't seen...
To be fair, Cheshire, the sand pest is incurable, as far as we know.
And it's also common knowledge, actually. Like, every villager knows once you have X, Y, and Z, you're fucking cooked.
It is also very fast.
Yeah, which is why these people that have survived are just like, hey, Doc, why am I still alive?
Like, you will die within a day if you get the sand pest.
This clarifies things. We can rule out liver disease, then. I've noticed your heart behaving erratically. It's too fast. Began running fast not too long ago, Doctor. Can hear it myself, thrashing like it's caught in a snare. Too fast, indeed. So what now? Your pulse in the eczema is giving me a clear picture. Yes! Was afraid I'd just kick the bucket without helping anything in science. I can pinpoint the diagnosis now. Burning fever.
To be fair,
it seems like it's burning fever, but like he didn't mention any of these other things. That's why it's a little odd.
yeah, but it's the only one that lines up.
God, I love the design of these guys. Termitiary Guard.
Also,
Where is he? Oh. What's up?
to answer Cheshire, we are trying to make a vaccine first and foremost. Secondly, the Haruspex is also in part spiritual.
And yes,
Like, it's not pure science.
The Haruspex is using step knowledge and folklore to make an actual cure. Daniil, however, has determined that it's better to prevent the disease rather than cure it, so he's looking to find preventative measures to make sure that nobody actually gets the disease. It's why one of the big questions that, admittedly, it's one of the big questions that H Bomber Guy asks in his video of, is a vaccine worth having people actually die in the process? Does it actually fix anything? It's kind of one of the side questions this the series of games asks is, what is the appropriate response? Cure at the cost of many lives? Vaccine at the loss of many innocents? Or just leave it on faith?
Yeah, as Shrike said, our boy Barack is a man caught between two worlds, whereas the Changeling is just pure magic.
That's the story of my life, and at times at the present moment. But why'd you need these details? Half hour's worth of talking, and it's all beside the point. I thought you'd be interested to know why the sand pest can't get me, because I certainly find that fact interesting. I'd say even amazing. None of what you told me was beside the point. Everything was important, especially your chickenpox at age 6. You sure you're not overestimating my importance?
Oh boy, he got chickenpox. That means he's gonna get the shingles.
Really?
It's become a root.
Chickenpox doesn't actually go away. It settles in your spine and eventually comes back as the shingles. That's why it's so painful.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. What time of day do you feel worse than usual? All the time. Used to be hardy as a bull wrangler, but now I have trouble even standing up for long. I get drowsy, my knees give out. It's embarrassing. I feel like I'm failing everyone. Well, we already have stuff. That would be what? Loss of coordination?
Oh, yeah, no, Cheshire, but this would have been well before the shingles vaccine.
What did he say was the thing it was mentioning? He mentioned being weak in the knees and what else?
I'm gonna be real busy chatting with the chat.
I get drowsy and my knees give out. It's embarrassing. I don't see drowsiness as a diagnosis.
It sounds like lack of coordination.
Yeah, I already clicked that for the shaky knees. You think it's looped in all in one thing?
Let's see.
Because I don't see any other way that it would be listed for fatigue anywhere.
Wouldn't it be weakness?
Where'd you see weakness? Ah, there we
Under
go.
circulatory system.
The consumption.
My God, he got lumbago.
Oh, right. This was a relevant thing in the demo. This is going to be another reason why patients are your worst fucking enemy as a doctor at times. Have you been fatigued like this for a long time? I don't take a great interest in my own person, doctor. I have enough people to spend my attention on as is. But I have trouble doing my job. It's a rugged man's job. Right, Olgimsky corked the termitary shut and you've been guarding it for 6 days? This is the third time you're asking me. May I ask why you distrust me so? Are you quite sure that everyone inside is healthy? That there's no way the disease could sneak in? Who knows? At first they said that there's been a blowout of some kind. Sweet soot settled on the walls, looked like mold. Well, the kin was worried.
Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah. Well, the kin was worried. They're like bees in how they respond to things. As soon as one makes a noise, the rest are unquiet as well. There's a mighty buzz in the hive, perhaps on account of the poisonous soot. Conditions are tough at the cannery, you know? What's going on in there now? They're shouting, lots of clamor, and a nasty kind of clamor too. That's what you expect. They're not having a great time stuck in there like pickles in a jar. No regular meals and enough drink to go around. Place is, after all, a poorhouse. Our fat man treats his people like cattle. Getting through the day is a struggle. Small wonder they're slamming into walls. They're after me. So they're disgruntled? One does wonder why that would be.
I mean, the last one's very true.
Well, Gimskis call them worms, don't they? The venerable Vlad describes your primordial kin to be being beasts. You can't lock up a living creature against its will. It's how you turn people into proper beasts. But try so much as hinting that to our old Gimski yes-men. They're dead drunk on power. He used to be alright working for them, but now I can't stand those guardsmen.
Disrobe down to your undergarments, my good bitch.
Disrobe down to your Twitch censorship, my good man. Since you're so preoccupied with my work as a security guard, here's my advice to you, Doctor. You've been too heavy-handed. This lockdown of yours is making people seethe. A cauldron can only seethe so long before the lid flies off. I would certainly take note of this pertinent critique if I had any other options.
I almost wonder how much COVID nudged things in the development of this game.
Absolutely a lot, because, like, I noticed it when, we did our first edict, and then we started seeing anti-vaccine propaganda. Like, it heavily influenced the development of this game. Strange redness. Rash? Bites? And there were red spots on his face, too. Rash.
Can't believe the guy got a hickey from the Shabnak.
Also, it's just we know how vaccinations work, and the doctor has means of diagnosing things with Western equipment. But this isn't purely Western medicine. It's knowledge past germ theory with observational science. It's a blend of stuff that Danny knows and stuff that he abhors, but we as a Western knowledge share.
Also, chat, I know it nudged things. I meant how, but Go on, Mike. Sorry.
Well, also I'm like kind of nursing a. My shoulder's fucking killing me today, and I don't know why. So,
Here, let me remove it for you.
No, I need that to do stuff.
Nope. Nope, you lost the right. It's my shoulder now.
How can you take an entire shoulder without taking the entire upper torso? Stop that!
Too late. I got my saw out.
Look, we can't use mystical hook'em for our streams. That's how we'll get banned.
You're right. I'll use an angle grinder.
The veins are definitely damaged. The question is, how long ago? What would that be listed as?
Vein damage.
Is there one here? I don't see it.
Circulatory system.
Oh shit! Fucking hell!
Yeah, he's got blown out veins.
Look, someone gave birth on Twitch. Why can't there be an amputation? Fuck. Oh god, this service is fucking terrible. They kind of subdued the vein damage from the looks. Oh, never mind. No, yeah, they did kind of subdue it. Like, they used to be like Sharpie dark. God, this diagnosis is taking all fucking day. Wow. Let me go.
They did say every time you look at a limb, 10 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
This includes reversals.
Let me go, will you, Doc? I don't understand all this commotion about me. What makes me special? Besides, I got work to do. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to forget about your work for now. You must remain at the hospital. I used to guard locked up people, and now I'm being locked up? Oh, that's life for you. That's the kind of joke life plays. There's nothing to debate here. You can't stop a plague outbreak without putting strict measures in place. No, that's the thing, Shrike. It doesn't matter how long we take, so long as we complete the objectives. Because Daniil could just punch a mirror and then bam, we're back to the start of day 4, and all the progress is locked. Oh, I was just musing myself. What do you want me to do? Do I need to give blood or take a pill? The weakness you've reported accompanies too many different ailments. I must have clarity on the rest of your symptoms. I told you my entire life story, Doc, and you want more? Well, ask away then. Can you recall having other ailments beside what you just mentioned? Just the fatigue? I guess this would be a red mark that they were talking about. I don't have any time for ailments, do I, Doc? Between one whole day of work and the next, I'm lucky to get enough sleep, and now I gotta throw a lunch together. On top of that, What's with this silence? Nothing, Doc. I'm just losing my train of thought here, not used to chattering away for a whole hour like you and I have been doing. How long have... I urge you, do not be reticent. Tell me all of it. Any out-of-the-ordinary detail about your life, however trivial, may turn out to be important. You really like to dig in, don't you? Like a tick. I don't have any out-of-the-ordinary details for you. They're all in the ordinary. How long have you had those red spots? Never had clear skin, me. It's not a clear skin life over here, although... Let me think. Actually, yeah, those spots you're pointing at are brand new. So I'm keeping the reddening as a symptom on your record. The veins in your leg don't look very healthy. Have you ever noticed this before? My legs? They're that way from standing up all the time. It's my job as a security guard. 16 hours of standing every day. Neil Gimskis won't spare a stool to sit down on. Says it's not the proper way. Bad for discipline. It's imperative to ascertain whether this is a genuine symptom or a false flag. You're quite lost in thought, Doctor. Am I really that complicated? Can't wrap my head around this little me being at the center of this brouhaha. There is a symptom that fits the description, but it mostly affects drunks. So I'd like to ask you, good sir, do you consume alcohol on a regular basis? In what quantities? A quantity best described as God forbid. In my line of work, you must be alert. So my basis hasn't been regular since last year. Quite the contrary, I've been abstaining. Can't stand a drinker myself.
Yo.
Yo?
Not liking drinkers.
Ah. I don't know, you seem to have a hoot and a holler when I make a fool out of myself.
I bully you when you do it.
Your moral fiber is of no concern to me. The drink or not is a personal choice. Mine is purely a medical interest. I'm telling you, it's not regular. I don't have the habit, period. I can't in good conscience put a stamp on my diagnosis. I don't have enough information. Not without home inspection or neighbors' testimonies. I'm going to your house, sir. My house? What on earth? I can understand talking to me, feeling me up head to toe, collecting my blood, but my home? Like some bandit? What did I do wrong? It is really interesting that a person would willingly surrender mind and body, but not property.
I know why.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember a week ago.
Yeah, you mean episode 0 where I look like an absolute asshat? Please understand, in order to create a vaccine that could save several hundred people, I must establish what you're suffering from besides the sand pest.